Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call this meeting of the Pinetop-Lakeside Council to order. I'd ask that you make sure your phones are on mute or vibrate or silent, whatever the case may be. We do have a quorum. I would invite you to stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, and please remain standing for the invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And our invocation tonight will be by Blue Ridge High School senior Jackson Wood. Welcome.
Our Father in heaven, we're grateful for this day. We're grateful for the opportunity that the town council has to meet and that we can come together as a community and a town. We're grateful for the moisture which has been put upon our land, and ask you to please bless our land with more so that we may not have a bad fire season. Please bless our leaders in government, wherever they may be, and please help them to make the best decisions for our country. We're grateful to Thee for the beautiful land that we live in and the opportunities that we have to share with each other every day. We say these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Jackson. Item B on our agenda tonight is call to the public. This is a business meeting of the town council. The town values and welcomes public input. Please address the council as a whole and not individual council members. Council action on items brought up in call to the public is limited by the open meeting law. Items on the agenda are not open for discussion during call for the public, and individuals are limited to 3 minutes. I would like to invite Kenny Kale up to speak to us tonight. Kenny, come on up.
Well, Mayor Irwin, Town Council, Town Staff, and Mayor's Youth Advisory Committee. As you may remember, I've approached the Town Council concerning the possible formation of a dog park. I would like the town to return to this issue with the same skills and approach towards collaboration, which makes us stronger, which this council has shown effective. I have information on a webinar concerning developing community support and financing for dog parks, which you might be interested in. Secondly, I want to applaud the council for their attempts to hear the voice of the people, even ones like me, who are citizens not of the town, but in the area that surrounds the town. I believe these efforts will be the center of our growth as a town. Knowing that a person has a voice but is not actually qualified to speak gives me motivation to talk to county citizens about the possibility of annexation, which I also believe is essential for our growth. Third, I want to recognize how the town has come together to initiate the progress of the pickleball courts in Lakeside. It will stand as an example of how the state, the town, and locals have come together in both planning and financial support to better our town. Cooperation from all groups was essential. Fourth, in the past, the town council has tried to increase economic opportunities with private businesses such as the economic park to bring jobs to our community. Increasing natural tourism should be our business. I have contacted information for successful natural ropes course business recently created in 7 different communities, including Flagstaff, if you'd be interested in that information. Finally, the greatest focus of our town must be to provide safety. I would ask that we ignore the cries for blame and the attempts to claim spiritual wrath that has descended upon Los Angeles area. When this hurdle is over, we'll have time to investigate, to heal, and to become better. It is our nature to get back up stronger when we're knocked down. Now is a moment for us to do our best, to pray and show support for our brothers. We face the Radio Sky fire, and that danger has not ended. We should not live in fear, but determined efforts to improve, like the Firewise program. Thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you, Kenny. Is there anybody else? Okay, we'll move on then to item C, which is our consent agenda. All items listed are considered routine matters and will be enacted by one motion of the council. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a member of town council requests an item or items be removed for discussion.
Council members may ask questions without removal of the item at any time, and items removed are considered in their normal sequence unless called out of sequence. We've got 2 items there tonight. Are there any questions from the council on these 2 items? I'd entertain a motion, Vice Mayor.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
I second that.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Is there further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Thank you. That carries unanimously. Move on to item D, which is business before the council. Public comment will be taken at the beginning of each agenda item after the subject has been announced by the mayor and explained by staff. Any citizen who wishes may speak one time for 5 minutes on each agenda item before or after council discussion. Questions from council members, however, may be directed to staff or a member of the public through the mayor at any time. Item D1 is Town of Pinetop-Lakeside Proclamation of Future Business Leaders of America Week, February 9th through the 15th, 2025. Jackson, if you'd like to come read that.
Thank you. So I am a part of the Future Business Leaders of America Club at Blue Ridge. I'm the president of the chapter, and it's a super cool organization, and one of the things that they wanted us to work on this year was to have an elected official sign a proclamation, so we're grateful for your help in that, Mayor. Anyone who doesn't know, it's a career and technical student organization which helps connect students with colleges, scholarships, and greater business learning. So it says, Future Business Leaders of America Week, February 9th through 15th, 2025. Whereas Future Business Leaders of America, also known as FBLA, is a nonprofit educational organization whose first chapter was established in Johnson City, Tennessee in 1942. And whereas Arizona FBLA's first chapter was created in 1962, and whereas Blue Ridge High School officially chartered its FBLA local chapter on August 1st, 2021, and whereas FBLA includes more than 250,000 members and advisors in 4,600 chapters nationwide in middle schools, high schools, colleges, universities, career and technical schools, and private business schools, and whereas FBLA members whereas FBLA is a professional business organization dedicated to bringing business and education together in a positive working relationship through innovative leadership and career development programs. And whereas FBLA members perform community service activities and strive to build a student's understanding of the realities of the modern business world. And whereas FBLA teaches middle school, high school, and college students basic business and leadership principles and assists them in the transition from school to work. Now therefore I, Stephanie Irwin, Mayor of the Town of Pinetop-Lakeside, do hereby proclaim February 9th through 15th, 2025 as Future Business Leaders of America Week in the Town of Pinetop-Lakeside. In witness whereof I have hereunto set my hand and caused to be affixed the seal of the Town of Pinetop-Lakeside, Arizona, done at Town Hall the 16th day of January, 2025.
Thank you, Jackson. Before you run off, can you tell us what you guys are doing? Are you doing competitions and traveling? And
So next week on Wednesday, 20 of us are headed down to ASU. We'll compete with schools from the region, so that's basically all of northeastern Arizona and some schools from the valley. And then anyone who wants to, after regionals, can move on to state in Tucson, which is at the beginning of April. And then anyone who places in the top 4 at state can move on to nationals, and that's in Anaheim in June.
And does FBLA qualify to receive tax credit donations to help you guys with your travel?
Absolutely.
So I'm a big advocate for those. That helps our public schools out. So I would hope that people would consider that. And I would just like to brag on Jackson. He wrote this proclamation for us and brought it to us, and he's a very valuable member of our MIAC group. I was actually an FBLA member when I was in high school and got to go to San Francisco for competition. So I hope you guys go far and let us know how you do.
Thank you. It's been a great experience. And the tax credits, they're just on the Blue Ridge website where all the other tax credits are, and we can use everything we can get. So
okay.
Awesome.
Any other comments for Jackson? Thank you. We appreciate you bringing this to us.
Thank you.
And I expect great things.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll move on then to item D2, which is discussion and consideration of resolution number 25-1765, approving a major amendment to the land use element of the 2015 general plan by changing the land use designation for 70.16 plus or minus acres on the east side of South Penrod Road, excuse me. Jeremiah?
Good evening, Mayor Irwin, Vice Mayor Buse, members of the council. This major amendment is the only one we can do this year. And the major amendment is defined as 50 or more acres, so that we meet that threshold. And why are we doing this? Because this is part of the annexation from the land exchange, rather, that we annexed that 70 acres from the city of Show Low. And that annexation went to the Board of Supervisors in October, and so the 60 days waiting period is expired. We actually took this item to Planning and Zoning Commission in September and got a unanimous recommendation. There was no comments or opposition from members of the community at that time. So I'll just delve into my staff report here. Location of the proposed major land use amendment is on the northern municipal boundary of the eastern side of South Penrod Road. The town annexed 70.16 plus or minus acres in land exchange with the city of Show Low. The intent is to open the Penrod corridor to development for both municipalities. The effective land use element from the city of Show Low land development plan was identified as a master plan community. As part of the land exchange with the city of Show Low, we are proposing a major amendment to the land use element of the general plan that aligns with the city of Show Low zoning classifications. The City of Show Low development plan identifies the area as I stated as master plan community. The City of Show Low's master plan community's land use designation, as outlined in their 2018 general plan, emphasizes the creation of cohesive community environments to accommodate residential, commercial, and recreational spaces. This designation promotes sustainable development practices, ensuring that an appropriate balance of housing and amenities is available to residents. The plan encourages mixed-use development that fosters community interactions while preserving the natural landscape and local ecosystems. By incorporating elements such as parks, open spaces, and trails, Show Low aims to enhance the quality of life for its inhabitants, providing a vibrant community atmosphere that supports both growth and ecological stewardship. The Pinetop-Lakeside 2015 general plan would categorize this as planned development or community commercial. Both of these could be captured within the heavy commercial land use element. Heavy commercial would align with the town's future vision for the area. With limited land available, there's recognition among residents of the need for multifamily and low-income housing, yet they prefer it distant from existing neighborhoods. This proposal offers a unique opportunity to expand multifamily and low-income housing while enhancing space for commercial and heavy commercial activities, minimizing the impact on the broader community due to its strategic location as a future major intersection. The request to amend the land use element of the 2015 general plan to designate this area for land use in the heavy commercial business park category. Designating this land for heavy commercial business park use would offer the most effective utilization, the highest use of this land, maximizing the land's potential and value. Questions?
Thank you, Jeremiah. Any questions for Jeremiah? Yes, Vice Mayor?
Is some of this land still owned by the Forest Service?
Actually, most of it is.
Okay.
About 63 acres, and then we own 7 3/4 acres.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, this is a public hearing. Is there any member of the public who would like to address this issue? Okay, seeing none, I will go ahead and close the public hearing then. I would entertain a motion. Vice Mayor?
I move to adopt Resolution 25-1765, approving a major amendment to the 2015 General Plan Land Use Element by amending the land use element from the City of Show Low Master Plan Communities Land Use Designation to Heavy Commercial Business Park for 70.16 plus or minus acres on South Penrod Road.
I'll second that.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Thank you. That carries unanimously. Thank you, Jeremiah. We'll move on then to item D3, which is also a public hearing, discussion and consideration of ordinance number 25-479, approving a zoning amendment Z90 for 70.16 plus or minus acres on the east side of South Penrod Road. Jeremiah.
Thank you, Mayor Irwin, Vice Mayor Buse, members of the council. This is the companion item to the previous item. Whereas in the first item, we dealt with the land use element in the general plan, this is the actual zoning. So as part of the same land exchange with the city of Show Low, the town must transition the prior Show Low zoning from RLO and PUD to C2 heavy commercial. The properties in question were zoned as PUD, planned unit development in 5 general agricultural 5-acre minimum by the city of Show Low, as shown in their zoning. On September 26th, the Planning and Zoning Commission unanimously endorsed ZA 90, a zoning amendment for the Penrod Road annexation as detailed in the minutes of the Planning and Zoning regular meeting. The annexation was approved by the Town Council on September 19th, 2024, and subsequently by the Board of Supervisors on October 22nd, 2024. The zoning amendment application Z90 aims to accomplish this by reclassifying approximately 70.16 acres from the annexation. The previous item for major amendment enables a zoning amendment that transitions the prior zoning from R-low and PUD to C2 heavy commercial. Zoning amendments must be consistent with the land use element of the general plan. The surrounding area consists of raw, undeveloped land. One of the significant advantages is the ability to utilize C2 zoning for all C1 uses, which also permits single and multifamily residential development, creating a highly versatile and adaptable neighborhood. By allowing a mix of commercial and residential activities, zoning helps craft a self-sustaining community where residents can live, work, and shop within the same area. This integration reduces the need for extensive travel, lowers traffic congestion and carbon emissions, and contributes to the town's sustainability goals. Additionally, single-family homes and multifamily housing promotes diversity in housing options, catering to a broader range of socioeconomic demographics. This inclusivity is essential for fostering a balanced community where people from different backgrounds, income levels can coexist, enhancing social cohesion. Furthermore, mixed-use developments tend to attract more investment, driving up property values and accelerating local economic growth, making the region more attractive to prospective businesses and residents. Is there any questions from the council?
Questions from the council? This is also a public hearing, so if there's a member of the public that would like to address us, now is your opportunity. Okay, seeing none, we'll go ahead and close the public hearing. Councilor Heisler.
Move to adopt ordinance number 25-479, approving zone change application C90 for a zoning amendment transitioning from the prior Show Low zoning for the recently annexed area near South Penrod Road to C2 heavy commercial zoning district for the 70.16 plus or minus acres as described in Exhibit A.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Is there further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Thank you. That carries unanimously. Thank you, Jeremiah. Appreciate that. Item D4 is Town Council Committee Liaison and Town Manager Monthly Reports. I'm going to start out tonight. I went to the Chamber Board meeting last night. They have some pretty exciting news that they are going to proceed with having a fall festival, artisan festival event of some sort, and I'm not sure what they're going to call it, at the Orchard the same weekend as the Run to the Pines car show. That was missed last year, and I think a lot of people really did see that as a void. So I'm very excited about that. They've engaged an artist who is pretty well known for pumpkin carving and other various sculpting, and I did get a chance to look at his website. I think it's going to be really neat, and I think it's going to be a nice event. So we'll look forward to that event. That is, again, the same weekend as Run to the Pines, the last weekend is September. The Tracks organization was able to take advantage of the mild weather this past fall and finish up a couple of very small trails from Mountain Meadow going into the Woodland Lake Park tract. So those are done. I think they're waiting for a little bit more weather so that they can, and use as well, so they'd get smoothed out somewhat. So Tracks will be gearing up again to start trail work the 1st of April. And they are also working with the Forest Service on a couple of other trails, but as we all know, working with the Forest Service is a long process. So they're going to continue working on that. They do have a new one individual retired at the end of December, and they are not going to fill that position, but there's somebody else that's going to take over the responsibilities for the foreseeable future. I think those are all my reports, and I just wanted, for the benefit of our new council members, this can be real brief. If you don't have anything to report, that's quite all right as well. So I'll just start with the Vice Mayor tonight.
Thank you, Mayor. Let me report quickly on the backcountry horsemen of the White Mountains. So there were elections held, and Maureen Helm is the president and John Ogle vice president. We are working with the Forest Service too to get some parking areas at trailheads that will accommodate horse trailers. That's an ongoing and will take some time, but we are doing that. We're looking forward to a joint camp out and trail work with Tracks later on in the spring. And So that's my report from there. The museum will open around April 8th, and they're always looking for board members and a director, and you can contact Kirk Webb if anyone has any interest in that. Get with me. I can give you his way to contact him. I attended the Blue Ridge School District board meeting, and they also have a new board in. They elected David Merrill to continue as president there, and Mike Granillo as the vice president. I also might add at that meeting, we have excellent youth and very sharp youth in our community, as you saw here tonight with Mr. Woods. Grace Smithson, who is the chair of the Mayor's Youth Advisory Committee, was awarded recognition for the January Student of the Month. And so we do have sharp youth, and we appreciate them. Just a little bit, the new superintendent will be starting in July. His name is Jonathan Rohlhoff, and he's coming to us from down in the valley. Was a former football player for ASU. So anyway, he'll be coming here with his family. As far as anything else, enrollment's been up a little bit. They are in preparations for wildfire season and what might have to come about with that, and look forward to interfacing with the town on some things there. They're very appreciative of the town and the support that the town gives them, and especially the police department, and the support the police department provides to them. They're looking forward to getting some resource officers at the school, but they appreciate all that the police department does for them at this time. So that's all I have to report on.
Thank you. Councilor Smith?
Yes, Arizona Alpine Trail, I really have nothing to say except we've completed all of our tracks, all of our trails, and approval with the Forest Service for just over 700 miles of trail from Payson to Hannigan Meadow and back. And we're really happy that Apache Sit-Reeves got their travel management report done, and we have corrected it for them a few places, and they're very happy with us. So we're happy with them too. Transit Advisory Council meeting yesterday, I was out of town, and the Vice Mayor attended that meeting, and if you have anything you want to report on that, please do so.
Really nothing new to report on that.
Okay, that finishes my report. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilor Bruneau?
Yeah, I wasn't able to attend this last Save Our Parks meeting, so nothing to report on that, but I was able to talk with Trax, and I can reiterate what Mayor Irwin said about just a potential slowing for the upcoming work with some staff change at the Forest Service, but on a positive note, I can say that the trails are really in spectacular condition because of the lack of mud that we've had this season. So no, nothing more to report than that.
Okay. Thank you. We'll move on to Councilor Heisler.
Madam Mayor, nothing to report.
Thank you. Councilor Phillips?
Went to the White Mountain Humane Society meeting yesterday. Of course, they're always needing staff. They have a couple full-time positions that are still open that they're taking applications for. They're working with a rescue place down in the valley. They're trying to purchase a bunch of small kennels to update their cat area because they have lots and lots of cats and dogs. So if anyone needs a faithful pet, go on down to the White Mountain Humane Society because they have plenty to adopt out. And they're also looking for foster families. If anyone could offer some assistance taking care of some puppies or kittens, they always need foster parents down there.
Thank you. Councilor Turner?
There's been several meetings at the Nature Center since we last met. There's been some major financial activity at the Nature Center. I guess there were some balloon payments that were pulled forward to their board that were a shock. And over the last 6 to 8 weeks, the president and the board of directors have done some great efforts in a short amount of time to resolve the financial issues that were brought forth to the public and written about in the newspaper in December. And they've resolved their financial issues. I'm being careful with not mentioning any details because I'd like the people who did all the hard work in such a short amount of time to come in and have their faces associated with this Herculean effort they did. So we talked with the town manager, and the president of the board of directors and a few board members are probably going to come in with him at the February 6th meeting to go through in a little bit of detail, not a lot, on what they did and how fast they did it and the success they had. Also at the Nature Center, they just finished their 2-day retreat. The things that were discussed were, December was a banner month for sales there. Record attendance at the Raptor show in December. One day, I guess they had 68 participants or customers, they're really happy about that. But since April, the store at the Nature Center has quadrupled its sales. So financially, there's been a huge turnaround since Thanksgiving. And on Monday, they had an election and elected new directors and officers for the board of directors. And last Sunday, they had a membership meeting, roasted some hot dogs, and had a Raptor show, and it was a lot of fun. At the community center, has not been a lot of activity with the board. This month, they're looking at getting their paperwork together for an RFP with NACOG, and there's going to be a lot of activity around that. There haven't been very many meetings, but there's activity going on with their board of directors. They're trying to look into, and they're open for ideas on how to expand the activities there. And any ideas that anyone has, they're welcome to submit them to the board over there. Don't want to forget to remind everyone that the town council will be serving lunch there on the 23rd. It's something that's done monthly, and hope we can see you, and hope that when you're thinking about lunch and you have an opportunity to go out and buy, think about the community center. They can use the revenue. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Councilor Turner. Keith.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor, Vice Mayor, and Council. Just a few things. Just a reminder that on Monday, in observance of Martin Luther King holiday, the town offices will be closed except for the collection center that will remain open. This is also recognized as a day of service. Normally, in January, we had a lot of snow on the ground, and since we don't, and we put our project off to April, Tony went ahead and organized a cleanup on our adopted mile, half mile each way from the town hall. And so several town staff were able to get together and to clean that up yesterday. So there was a benefit to no snow. Thank you for mentioning the lunch service on the 23rd. So everybody understands, once a month the town council goes to the community center and volunteers to serve lunch to our seniors. Gives us a chance to interact with them, and I'd like to thank everybody for doing that. And so we're looking forward to, again, on the 23rd. As a reminder, our next Coffee with Council will be on Tuesday, February 11th from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the Pinetop Coffee House. I'd also like to thank everybody, or ask everybody, to pray for snow, have good thoughts for snow. If you do a dance for snow, you can do that too. But we encourage everybody to put our prayers together and that some snow and moisture will fall upon this area. At the same time, we want to keep in our thoughts and prayers those that have lost homes in California and other areas around the country, and natural disasters happen all the time. And this was a particularly tragic fire that destroyed a lot of properties. So on that, Annie, in our Talk of the Town newsletter yesterday, included information about creating defensible space around homes. So we are encouraging our citizens, thin your properties and create defensible space around your homes in the event that a fire were to come through. And today, I'll just mention, we met, several of the council was able to meet with our legislators and the Apache and Navajo County Mayors and Council Members Association, be able to talk about legislative issues that are important to our community. So appreciate that opportunity. The council is staying up to date on those things and conveying messages to our legislators. So thank you for being able to do that.
Okay. Thank you, Keith. The final item on our agenda tonight, pursuant to A.R.S. Section 38-431.03A7, the council may vote to enter into executive session for the following purpose. A is upon a public majority vote of the members constituting a quorum, a public body may hold an executive session, but only for the following purposes. 7 is discussions or consultations with designated representatives of the public body in order to consider its position and instruct its representatives regarding negotiations for the purchase, sale, or lease of real property. The item we're going to discuss is the Washburn property next to Town Hall. I would just like to point out that no action will be taken on this item tonight. We anticipate going into executive session and then coming back out and taking no action, just adjourning the meeting. So I need a motion to enter executive session. Vice Mayor?
I move to go into executive session.
A second that.
Thank you. We have a motion, a second. Is there further discussion? All those in favor, please signify by raising your right hand. Thank you. We will go into executive session then.